So I want to tell you one more story, and then we're going to do some movement. So this is a story, it happened about 20 years ago in my private practice. I've loved all during my career since our training, since training Elizabeth and I were in the 70s, of having a private practice, because I learned the most in settings like this from you all and from the people I get to touch. So this was about 20, even more, it might have been 25 years ago. And this was a radical influence on my whole understanding. I had already had the perception, because I'd been meditating before I met Feldenkrais, and I knew attention and awareness and being present and being now and all like that was very known to me as a direction. But here was a morning, and I can remember it so well. A woman comes in. I have two new people coming in the same morning, and they're both coming in with severe neck pain. And the first one is a woman who comes in, and she walked in. There was such a sense of caution, such a sense of frozenness. I can see her. Everything she did was very precise, small. When I asked her to describe, she said, well, there's a place here that it's, I go, what do you sense there? Well, it's like this spot that everything is grabbing in there. And I go, and what else do you sense? I don't sense anything, just that. Okay. I'll tell you more about her later. So the second guy comes in. And she'd been in this kind of chronic pain from a terrible disc thing for a very long time. So the next guy comes in. And he's a kind of real Yahoo guy, he's coming, and he's walking kind of the opposite walk. I mean, he's still frozen here. This is quite a nice office you have here. Just really, yeah, nice windows. Look at that. You can look out the windows, and so tell me what I hear you do good things. What do you want me to do? I take off my clothes? What should I do? Just oh, I like the color in here. Yeah, I like the color. Very, very big-chested, kind of like this. And he actually was a physical laborer. He had been in rodeos. He was an interesting guy. So he's sitting there, and everything he's saying is about what's around him. He's looking at the colors. He's looking out my windows. He's looking at everything. The first woman doesn't notice anything about the space, about me, her whole world is right here. Right? So just from the point of view of attention, we could say that the first main distinction in the field of attention is internally oriented attention or externally oriented attention. Right? Psychologists would talk about introverts and extroverts. We'll talk about it in terms of attentional orientation. Yeah? And so I had the opportunity to work with both of these people over some time. And it was really wonderful to observe how the key moves for each of them in retrospect had to do with widening their ability to pay attention.